For further analysis, we are joined from Cairo by Mr. Abubakr الديب, the advisor and researcher in political economy, the Arab Center for Studies. Mr. الديب, thank you and welcome to Q News Economic Bulletin. Sir, how bad would an additional 6 months of war in Gaza affect Israel's economy?
Good evening to you and to the viewers. More than 600 days of war, which weakened the Israeli economy significantly. The first initiative launched by Netanyahu affected the Israeli economy. A lot of activities in Israel are very harmed by this war, and if the war continues, the harm will be further. The agricultural sector is suffering, especially after the immigration of labor, whether from Palestine or from abroad, who used to work in the Israeli agricultural sector. Also, the agriculture in the settlements surrounding Gaza are completely suspended. Also, the technology sector, which was an added value to the Israeli economy and represented around 20% of the Israeli exports, which was a huge percentage of the GDP, was also significantly affected, as all the Israeli sectors are very busy with the war. The exports and imports are very important. Also, the tourism sector is completely suspended and paralyzed. The percentages and the figures indicate that the world is avoiding Israel, and there is a large volume of immigration from the Israeli people, which is pushing Israeli institutions to reconsider the current situation. There's also a huge financial deficit and budget deficit. The public debt level can jump to 75% of the GDP if the war continues. The war is very costly also for the reserve recruits who are coming from all of the sectors and backgrounds, from education, agriculture, leaving their companies and jobs behind to go to war, which is very costly for the government and for the state. Lose their job, and these jobs are suspended and left without labor. Also, spending around 2,000 shekels a day in the Israeli army, so it's a very high price. Also, that is outside Israel, who are living now in Tel Aviv or the suburbs, either in hotels or resorts that was initially prepared for the tourists. They are living on the state expense. Also, the reparations affecting the all sectors, the energy, the real estate, all sectors are significantly impacted by the war. The inflation rates are high, the interest rates are rising, and the Bank of Israel is not able to lower the interest rates given the high inflation rates.
Could cautious monetary policy and delayed rate cuts deepen the economic stagnation?
Of course, increase the interest rates means deepening the economic stagnation, because Israel will not be able to lower the interest rates as the inflation rates are very high, so they are not able to lower the interest rates to serve the investors, the production wheel forward in Israel. The interest rates remain very high to attract any investors, and therefore we are seeing a recession in the industrial sector inside Israel, given the inability of investors to gain and obtain any funds from the banks. due to high interest rates. Also, the Israeli international reputation, economy-wise, and credit rating, the poor tourism and investment sectors, and the immigration of different companies from Israel to more secure and stable countries such as the United Arab Emirates or Egypt or Saudi Arabia. These companies leaving Israel, and it used to be based in Israel and working independently there, now they are afraid of all the disruptions and tensions as the war has taken so long, which led to deteriorating Israel economy.
Mr. Deeb, now with the prolonging of the war, will also Ben Gurion Airport's Terminal 1 closure deepen the economic downturn? Will it have a significant effect?
The airport in any state is the theme of security, stability, and sovereignty for any state. The Ben Gurion Airport was the largest and most official airport in Israel. Therefore, if it's suspended or the operations are disrupted, and it was disrupted more than once recently, it means instability in Israel. As I have said, it is the main theme for any tourist, for any investor, for any capital to be attracted into Israel. And if it gets disrupted, it means instability and the lack of inside the Israeli state. We have seen several aviation companies cancelling their trips in and out of Tel Aviv,
yes,
which is leading to a very negative portrayal of the Israeli economic situation for investment or for the tourism sectors around the world. And it's a very important indicator. The airport, the port, the seaports, all of these sovereign titles of any state, if they are disrupted or suspended, it means affecting the economy. And Ben Gurion Airport was targeted several times by the Houthi, and it was suspended for hours.
Yes, definitely. Well, from London, that was Mr. Abubakr Deeb, the advisor and researcher in the political economy, the Arab Center for Studies. Thank you very much, sir, for your insights.